So hi, everybody. My name is Lenore. I'm an academic advisor at the Hebrew University, working at the Rothberg International School, which is a part of the larger university. And it's where students from all over the world come to study, either in their gap year before they start degrees or while they're doing degrees. We want to talk about the first year gap year program for you guys today. And I'm actually going to start by showing a short video. So if anyone has trouble hearing the audio or anything like that, it should work. But I'm gonna share my screen. We're going to watch like a short 2-minute video, and then I'm going to talk more about the details of the program.
Hey, you. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you. Are you like gap year options? Are you looking for something different? Are you sitting alone in the dark being awkward? Then get ready for a once in a lifetime opportunity. Welcome to the Rothberg International School here at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. As a student for our freshman gap year, you will receive the best support and have the most caring team to help you fit right in. Join our wide variety of students from around the globe, over 90 countries to be exact. The Hebrew University boasts some of the best academics in the world, along with an exciting extracurricular. So can you ever step in becoming a scholar, an entrepreneur, a scientist, a politician, an artist, an archaeologist, a dreamer? Jerusalem is a world center for culture, history, and art. Join us, and you too, a student in Jerusalem.
Awesome. So I hope that gave you a little bit of a taste of what it's like to be here in Jerusalem, living, studying, being part of the Hebrew community. One second. Sorry. Okay. So I want to tell you a little bit about our gap year program. First off, it can be either a semester or a year. You don't have to come for the full academic year, especially for Australian students. Very often, I know you finish your studies in the winter. So we have a lot of Australian students who come to us for what we call our spring semester. So they come and they start in January or February, and that runs through the middle of June. And then many stay on, I know, to do other programs in Israel during the summer. It's very, very popular to match that up with an experience volunteering with MADA or something like that you've probably already heard about today. So we definitely encourage that. But what would the program look like if you come study with us? First off, we have what we're calling the pre-semester program. This is actually brand new. It starts before the semester. It's about 3 weeks to a month, and it gives you a few different options depending on what you want to do before you start your semester academics. So for those of you who are really excited,
Lenore, do you want to share a presentation?
I do not.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No problem. Is this okay? Can everyone see me in the background though?
Yeah, great.
Okay, perfect.
Looking great.
Okay. So in our pre-semester program, for those students who are interested in learning Hebrew and really getting into practicing the language, we have a conversational Hebrew class, which really gives you the tools to be talking to people out on the street, in the shuk, the market, or around the city, or on campus. And then we have a couple other options that are field trip courses, which means that every day that you're here, pretty much you're going out into the city, whether you're doing the old city, or maybe you're in the high-tech sector, or maybe you're in the Machne Yehuda shuk again, or maybe you're in the religious neighborhoods. So really getting to spend that time before the semester begins exploring the city of Jerusalem and getting to know her a little bit better. Once the semester begins, our first year students actually have a series of orientations that the rest of the student body actually doesn't. And we know that this is generally your first time away from home. Not only is it your first time away from home and maybe living without your family, you're in a foreign country, which makes everything even more insane. So we have a series of orientations so that our first year students can meet with our madrichim, who are our student counselors, get to know them on a first name basis. We also talk about living on your own in an apartment, about how you deal with roommate issues potentially, about cooking food or finding food if you're not going to cook food, which is also a valid choice, and one that I know is popular with a lot of first year students. So we really kind of help you get your feet wet before you're thrown into the big pool. When I talk about the big pool, I mean that you're going to study with all of our students. So it's not just first year students sitting with each other in a classroom day in, day out. Our first year students are in courses with all of our students. Most people who study abroad are in their third or their fourth year, usually their third year, not exclusively. And you will be in classes with them, not the higher level seminars potentially, which are for people who are in their fourth year of an international relations degree. But all of our intro courses, whether they're in Judaism or they're in political science or international relations or history, all of our classes that are open to everybody coming from broad backgrounds are open also to you guys as first year students. So you really become part of a larger student body of about 200 people, and you get to learn from them and they get to learn from you. And our students come from all over the world. So we have Australians and we have Americans and Europeans and Asians and South Americans. So everybody kind of sitting in a classroom together, learning from each other and contributing to the learning experience. Another thing we have for our first year students, it's actually special just for our first year students. None of our other students get to do this, is we have a volunteer opportunity, which you can replace a course with. So if you're looking for the academic experience that we offer, but you don't want to go full on 5 classes, you want a little bit of something else that's outside of the classroom, we give first year students an option to volunteer. What does this mean? It means you do maybe 4 classes on campus and you find a volunteer option that speaks for you. You work with our volunteer and internship coordinator to pick something that you love, be that volunteering with animals or volunteering in a school, maybe at a food pantry. We have people who've done all sorts of different things. I had a first year student this past year who was actually working with the Model UN, and she was working with an organization of Israeli students in the Model UN, and she was helping them write speeches and prepare their arguments for conferences and for debates that they were going to go to. So that was something that she really enjoyed. If you are doing a volunteer experience, you have to know that it is a regular setup. We expect you to be there at least 1 day a week, making sure that you're regularly involved with the organization, that there's someone at the organization who's in touch with us, so that you're not just alone and sent out to do your own thing. It's still part of our Hebrew U framework. And we're still making sure that that is a successful experience for you. Up to this point, does anyone have any questions, by the way? I'd love to maybe address specific questions that people have. Let's see. I mean, I can keep talking. I'm very capable.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, make sure to send it in the chat and the Q&A. There we go. We've got one. Is it all study in English?
Yes. Okay. So if you're studying with us at the Rothberg School, all of our courses, with the exception of Hebrew language courses, which are taught immersively in Hebrew, are taught in English. If you happen to have a very high level of Hebrew, if you're above level Dalet Hebrew, let's say you grew up in a Hebrew speaking family, your Hebrew is very, very strong, and you're interested in taking a course fully taught in Hebrew, that is an option. I do want to specify that that would be only in the Hebrew U faculties, and for first year students, we only offer that during a second semester. So you would need to be spending a year here, and during the second semester, if your Hebrew level is there, you could take a course taught in Hebrew in the faculty. There are also courses taught in English in the faculty. There are options as well during the second half of a year-long program. But essentially you come to us, you take classes with us at the Rothberg School, it'll all be in English. So you don't need to worry about having to know Hebrew in order to succeed. Absolutely.
We also have another question. Are there any TU Lim that are offered throughout the program?
Absolutely. Within the school, we have the Office of Student Activities, and essentially they're there for every need you could have. It could be a trip. It could also be you need to set up a doctor's appointment and you don't speak Hebrew and you want someone to help you do that. But I think the most exciting thing they do is that they offer trips throughout the semester from the minute you arrive until your program ends. They constantly have trips, whether they're weekend hiking trips. They do Yam the Yam, which you may have heard of, which is a traditional trip that lots of Israeli teens do, where they go from the Mediterranean Sea to the Kinneret and they hike, and it's about a 3-day hike. So we classically do that right before the Passover break. There are also trips in Jerusalem, in the area around Jerusalem. There's constantly something going on. They're also always bringing in panels and guest speakers, and they're having nights where they're learning to cook maybe falafel and hummus. So there are always activities going on. It's definitely not just academic. There's tons of options to get involved. And also something they do is they have a buddy program, so you can get set up with an Israeli student, and then you find out more about what Israeli students are doing. You're not just in that kind of international bubble. You get to really become part of the Israeli student body as well, which is nice.
Thank you for that. So also, do you know if the participants would get credits at Australian universities for the courses that they do?
Okay, so it depends on the student, it depends on the agreement with the university that you've been accepted to for the following year. People come to us as first year students in different situations. Some have not yet applied to a university, or some applied to a university and don't know that they want to go. And some people have applied, have been accepted, and have deferred for a year. Our credits are internationally recognized and accepted. You have to check with the university that you're going to make certain that they will allow you to come in with a year of credits. I think this is less of an issue usually with Australian students. In the past, I know I've had Australian first-year students who came back and transferred credits without any problem. I don't know if that's true of every university. In the US, it's more problematic. Often they accept students, they defer them for a year, but they say you can't come in with credits. I've heard that less being an issue with Australian universities. They usually do recognize the credits and give you advanced standing once you return.
Awesome. And also, is this for people that are just out of school? What is the age range approximately for this program?
So the first year freshman program is really for people who have just completed high school, whether that was just now or whether you've already taken kind of half of a gap year, you've taken 6 months, and now you want to spend another 6 months abroad before going on to your degree. We're really looking for people who are just out of high school. If you're in a different place, if you've already started a degree, maybe you've done a year or two, definitely look into our study abroad program in the 3rd year. And you can use that contact info that we've already put in the chat. You can get in touch with us, you can ask questions. So even if you're a little further down the line, definitely we have a program for you. We'd love to talk to you. Yeah, but the gap year program is generally for people who are within a year of having completed their high school studies.
Awesome. And then what was the cost for this program?
So the costs, they're on our website. I'm sure we can find a link, we can post it. I don't want to tell you offhand because I will probably be incorrect.
Would you be able to also post your information in the chat, like your email that participants can contact you maybe
so we've
about?
done that. We have already in the chat here, we have our email, which is risundergrad at Savion. So you're welcome to contact us there. And then directly underneath that in the chat, I would say copy this, save this. That's the link to our GAP programs page. And there you have the links to payment, to scholarships. And yes, we have scholarships. We can help you financially come and make this a reality. All of that is there. So it tells you about the program, about the courses, about the money matters, and we know money matters. Everything is there for you on the site.
Amazing. Thank you so much. If anybody has any more questions, please feel free to email at the one that we just posted. We're also, we'll post this link because I don't think it's sent to everyone. I think it just sent to us.
We'll send the link now.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Do I see that? We've just posted the direct link for tuition and fees for anyone who needs it.
Okay, so the first link is for tuition and fees, and the second one is the GAP programs webpage.
And on the GAP program page, you have links to tuition and fees and everything else that you could want to search for. It's all there. So either way, you'll find it.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate you
Thank
joining.
you for having us. We were really happy to be a part of this, and we hope we see students.
We hope so
Welcome
too.
everyone here.